Yep. All righty, we're live now. Here, I'm not in my car, but I'm still on my phone because my home internet's acting screwy. But at least I'm not in a car this time, Duane. So you should be happy about that.
Cha-ching. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Duggaroony. Happy birthday to you. That ain't
Thank you.
all.
Thank you, sir. And actually, that birthday song ties into what I want to bring up as our topic today, and it's celebrating. I'm getting ready to celebrate. We're doing this a little earlier because I'm heading out of town. And as salespeople, we often forget to celebrate our victories. And I was the king of that. Over the years, I would beat myself up for things that didn't go right. And then when I would make a sale, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's what I'm supposed to do. And I would just go about my way. Well, as I get older, you start to realize you got to celebrate the victories, not just the big ones, but the small ones. So my question to you for our topic is, over the years, what have you done to celebrate victories, and what do you recommend to people on how to celebrate and why they should celebrate victories, big and small?
Well, you should be celebrating your victories. When the Cubs won the World Championship in baseball in 2016, they celebrated so much that they had 5 million people showed up to Grant Park in Chicago. You should be celebrating all your victories, whether it's a small or big one, because that's what gets the positive and keeps the juices going. But I'm going to add two things to that.
Okay.
One is, when you celebrate your victories, you need to write down why you got the victory. In other words, start documenting the victory. What did you do right? Okay, we have a tendency that we beat ourselves up when we don't do something right, or didn't make a sale, and we're sitting there writing down all things we did wrong. Well, guess what? Write down the things that you did right to make that sale, and then duplicate that so that way you make more sales. One of the best ways to create more business is to do things right more often. Well, the only way to do things right more often is to write down what you did right. Hello. And the second thing is this, okay, is that if you're doing something right and you made the sale, where did it come from? Are you documenting where it came from? If it came from a referral, what are you doing to reward the person who gave you the referral? I had a client this past week, got 3 referrals or 4 referrals off of rewards. In other words,
Wow.
they had gotten a referral from the person, sent them a reward. I think one of them was, a couple of them was a gift. And all of a sudden, one person gave her 2 more referrals off of the fact that she gave her, all of a sudden it got top of mind, gave her 2 more referrals. Hello. If you're doing things right, document it, congratulate the people that helped you, get involved with them, reward them. Guess what? It just makes it go better. Now, all of a sudden, instead of getting 1 sale, maybe you got 5 sales.
And then on a personal side, how have you celebrated victories before? You're a cigar guy. Have you celebrated with a specific type of a cigar, kind of like Red Auerbach back in the days with the Boston Celtics?
Well, I've got all kinds of cigars, so every time I make a sale, is always bring the cigar out, bring a glass of wine, get a bottle of. Back when I was younger, it was get a glass of bourbon out, and now that I'm older, we get a glass of beer or a glass of wine and have a cigar and just party down. I mean, that's what fires people up. The whole idea of making a sale and getting successful in business is you got to maintain what I call a PMA, positive mental attitude. Okay, that's why I always say I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic for one reason. I get the adrenaline going in my blood system, and that makes things happen. That makes things go better. It creates energy, and energy creates good things. And nothing better than having great things happen to you. Because the whole idea is not to make 1 sale, but to make many, many, many sales. And those many, many, many sales come from the fact that you made the 1 sale. And get the energy and juices going, the adrenaline going. Get yourself. You should be celebrating all the time. Every time you make a sale, get out there and celebrate. Have a cigar every day, or have whatever you do to celebrate. Glass of champagne. I always tell my clients that I had one client about 2 weeks ago made a big sale. I says, when are you celebrating with a bottle of champagne? He's already got it bought. I go, okay, cha-ching, baby.
Well, then even on that, you can celebrate smaller victories as well. If you had a good client meeting, if you walked in, if you did a stop by, and it turned into a great conversation, or you did something, celebrate the small things as well, because if the more you celebrate the small things and you build momentum, it'll lead to bigger things.
Well, if you do that every day, maybe you have a bowl of ice cream, okay? maybe your way of celebrating is a bowl of ice cream. Now, Matthew, okay, the guy, I'm surprised he's not 45,000 pounds because he's had so many victories, and he always gets a bowl of ice cream or goes to the one ice cream place in Cincinnati. What's it called?
Graders.
Graders. He's a
Yep.
big Graders guy, and every time you see him on Facebook, he's usually going through Graders. He's made a sale. He's done something good. You should be celebrating everything that you do good. The only thing is my situation. If I did that every time I got something good, I'd have 45 million cigars smoked, but I don't. The thing is, so what you got to do is take the little ones and do a little, do a little thing for, a little inspiration for yourself that day. If you had a great day, then celebrate it. Go out. Maybe when I was younger, what we used to do is every time I had a great day, I'd end up at the conservatory having a cocktail, having a little bourbon, a little Maker's Mark and water. And the reason why was that they knew it. Here comes Flap. He's fired up. Okay, he's coming in. And John, my bartender, used to always have my Maker's Mark and water right there on the bar for me.
Yep. And that was, again, I readily admit that I did not do that enough in the early days. It was, yeah, great, on to the next one. But boy, I beat myself up for the bad days. And then as you get older, you realize celebrate the victories, because you know what? You're not batting 100%. If you have 100% close rate in sales, God bless you.
If I was in the Hall of Fame in baseball, I would have been failure 70% of the time.
Yep.
If you're batting 300 in baseball, you're going to the Hall of Fame like Gwynn and all those guys did. Pete Rose should be, but he's not. But if you batted 30%, 300, it means you made an out 70% of the time. Guess what? Don't beat yourself. That's one of the worst things you can do, is beat yourself up on the bad thing. Here's why. Okay. Matthew gave me a great idea when I was younger. Okay. And when we had our retail store, we had one of our employees make a major mistake. So I'm going nuts. Okay. He looked at me and says, Dad, can you change what just happened? I said, no, why? Then forget it. Go on to the positive stuff, what you can do to change it in the future. So forget about it. Okay, go on, because all you do when you beat yourself up is you get negative vibrations, and you're not going to get any better, because guess what? You're all bent up. You're all negative. You want to be positive. You can't make sales when you're negative. You make sales when you're positive. PMA, positive mental attitude. So guess what? You can't change what just happened. Make something good happen now.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to blow my diet to smithereens, where I normally eat healthy. I'm going to consume some alcohol. I'm going to eat crappy food. And you know what? I'm going to go celebrate. How about that?
That's been my whole life. Crappy food, celebrating. And that's why I probably ought to be losing about 45,000 pounds, but I don't. But the thing is, okay, go out and have some fun. Celebrate. Like Matthew's you guys have had your company, marketing, your marketing companies have great year. Okay. Restaurant marketing that works had a great year. Go out and celebrate big time, baby.
That's what I'm doing. Papa Plapp, I appreciate your flexibility, and you and Mama Plapp enjoy the week. It's going to be beautiful. You guys enjoy the lake, and we will see you soon at the brand new office digs.
Well, what I want to say to you is this. When you get back, I hope Evansville is still the same.
Well, you know what? My goal at 50, what the heck? I'm going to go and try to see if I can tear it up like the old days.
Well, Evansville, I'll tell you what, when I was back in the old days, when I was with my first job in sales, when I was with Valspar, okay, I used to go to Evansville a lot for a business. And that, I'll tell you what, in those days, it was a wild town. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, that whole western part of Kentucky and at Evansville, southern Indiana, right there. I mean, it was you had all these coal miners, and they came in from the weekend. It was like guys coming out west, coming in from the cattle drive. I mean, that city was crazy. I mean, I used to love going to Evansville.
Where my son lives is in the new area that's being built up with the bars. It's kind of like an over the Rhine area here in Cincinnati, and that's where our Airbnb is. So with the weather being nice, we can just kind of walk wherever we need to go and not worry about it.
Well, you also got the river right there too.
Yep.
Ohio River's right there. Probably got a good view of the river.
Walk. Yep, he's a short walk to the to the river as well. So cool. Papa Platt, thank you so much. You give Mama
Super.
Plop a big hug for me, and I will see you again soon, sir. Thanks.
Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you, man. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.